Hello and welcome to my mini split saga. This is the mini split that I've been using to cool my barn. This is a 12 by 16 or 18 tough shed with concrete floors, well insulated and walled out. This is where I do all of my work, and for the past 3 years, 3 weeks, and 1 day, this was what heated and cooled this barn. It was far better than what I'd had before that. This is a 7-year-old shed. I had a temporary portable air conditioner permanently mounted. I've covered all that. I'll put links to all my AC and heating saga journey here in the bike barn, but it was a game changer when I got a mini split. But now, as you can see, this is not installed, and that's because it gave up the ghost. And that gets us to the point of today's video. I want to talk about the 5 things that I wish I would have known or considered 3 years ago when I installed this. This is all specifically about budget mini splits, starting with number 1, which is HVAC companies, the licensed HVAC companies I talked about, those big ones that sell the big brands in your area, the ones you can't just get on the internet and buy. Most of them won't touch one of these. The only way I got them out to diagnose this one is I have a service contract for the central unit that is on my house, and it turns out that that service contract covered anything on my property. So when I mentioned, hey, you're coming in a couple of days to look at my central unit, will you look at my mini split on my barn? They said, yeah, they hooked up their stuff to it. All the Freon was gone. But beyond that, they didn't want anything to do with it. They said that had it have been low, they would have gassed it up, but no parts changing, anything like that. They looked it up. They said, we don't even know where you get parts for this. These type things, we won't even assume the liability of repairing because they're so prone, in their opinion, to breaking. And well, now, as you'll see as we get into this video, I kind of agree. You're on your own. If something happens, it's up to if you can even get parts for it, and then how much those parts are going to cost, which gets us to number 2. Because they're great till they're not. And when something does go wrong, in the case of mine, it's this blue thing, the evaporator coil. It started leaking down around here, and leaking well. By leak, I mean as soon as the HVAC tech hooked up nitrogen to the outside, I walked inside, the air handler was right up there, and I could hear like an exhale, not a hiss, it wasn't a small hole, a constant exhale. I have it on video and show you where it was bubbling out. He said that's beyond anything leak seal or anything like that would do. So that means I started thinking about parts to replace it. Well, I was able to kind of find the part, which we'll get into in just a moment. But assuming that the part I was looking at was the correct one, getting the part and getting it shipped to me was over $360 for an $850 unit. Not to count, if I got it put in, it's going to be about another $500. The cheapest I could find was $350, and that was from one of those Facebook people that says, hey, I have R410. If you need something charged up, let me know. Not licensed, not HVAC. So I would have spent more replacing parts and getting it recharged than just a whole new unit. So something to think about. But you might say, wait a minute, Kev. I was looking at a system very similar to this, a budget system in the budget price range, DIY stuff. And it said there's a warranty. But there is a catch on the warranties on most of these systems. If you read the fine print, you need a licensed HVAC tech to install them. The problem, which HVAC techs are going to do that, you might have one and great for you, but on average, at least in my area and many of the others, a lot of companies won't install them in a lot of areas, so I think it's not just mine. And without a licensed HVAC tech installing these, there is no warranty and or a very, very limited warranty. And usually the number that you're looking at, like me with this one, a 5-year warranty, was just the compressor. Well, there's a lot more to a mini split, to a heating and AC unit, a heat pump, than just the compressor. Think of the compressor as the heart of the unit, but what if the hand goes out? Or the leg, or the appendix, or some other part? Evaporator coil apparently being a big one that fails a lot on mini splits, even the expensive mini splits. So that 5-year warranty on a compressor is expensive or that beneficial if nothing else is covered, especially beyond that 1-year point. Because if you watch YouTube like I did when I was considering a mini split for in here, watch a lot of channels getting those cheap systems, the affordable, the budget systems, the DIY systems. So many people talk about how easy it was to put in. Again, not rocket science. But then they put it in, they talk about how happy they are and how well it is working. And some of them even came back like I did at the 1-year point. But then after that, I noticed a drop off in the number of people that talk about them beyond that point. So either they're having so much success with them they just don't think about it again, or they develop problems. And the more I started digging into channels, the more I started digging into things that I was reading about people that have installed budget systems, it seems to me, at least based on what I've seen and read, that the majority of the people don't get a good long stretch of success on budget DIY systems or just budget systems that have been installed before they do develop a problem. As a matter of fact, dig into those channels. Look at them, the ones that say, oh, this is so great, I'm doing a good job, because anything that you install and works is great, and it's great as long as it keeps working. But when something happens, a lot of them just don't mention it anymore. But you can go back and look, some of them do mention it, it just gets buried in the feed. So go back and do an inspection, you'll see some of these budget systems just aren't as reliable as you might think when you're thinking install a heating and air unit and how long that should last. I'm thinking 10 years, right? Definitely, I'm not thinking 3 for a complete replacement. And that gets me to number 5, the costs. So you spend $600 or $800 out of the gate, but then because of parts, because of how much, even if you have to have it recharged, and God, I can't count the number of people that said, other than a small leak, I haven't had any problems. Well, a small leak, if it leaks out the Freon, that's hundreds of dollars to get recharged. So just think about that. If you bought a $600 system and you had to have $300+ worth of refrigerant put in every year because it's slowly leaking because of your inferior install and or the inferior parts on the mini split, well, that adds up year after year and can quickly exceed the price of a good dealer installed HVAC unit that started out at thousands. For example, let's just take my case, $850. 3 years later, I'm into $360 of just parts alone, and that's assuming I can even get them. Because this HVAC Mirage company, the guy that installed these, there was a warehouse for them right down the road from him. I think his office was in Texas. And he had access, he had a whole truck full of parts. And he was bragging, telling me, hey, if something goes wrong with these, I just call them, I get a replacement part. But if I'm out somewhere, I have this box truck full of parts already, I can just swap out what I need and then replace it with the warranty stuff. But they closed that warehouse. He no longer has access to this brand or this brand's parts. And that meant he had to try to get me in contact with somebody there. They never responded. I checked their website, couldn't find the exact part. I mentioned the voltage differences and there was no picture on the part that I found. So I submitted a form on their website. I've never heard back. They had a phone number. I called twice and I left a message the last time. That's been over 3 weeks ago. I haven't heard anything. But even if I could have gotten contact and get the part, think about that, $850 for an entire new unit that comes pre-charged with refrigerant. If I wanted to repair this one, $362-ish just for the part that I need, hoping that there's nothing else wrong. Even if I installed that myself, I'm gonna have to have someone come out and recharge it with refrigerant. $350 to $550 were the quotes that I received, and those professional companies are in that $500 ballpark. So you add $360-ish to $500-ish, and that's the price of a new unit roughly every 3 years. These are all my opinions based on my experience. Definitely do your research before you buy a budget mini split and think about the long term beyond the, I'm going to get this installed and everything's going to be great. It's easy to get blinded with all the success stories of good installations, but I think a lot of people just don't talk about the downsides. Some of them, probably sponsored with units. So something to think about this video. 5 things I wish I would have known. 5 things that I've now considered when it came time to replace this, get another budget unit, get something better. We'll talk about that in another video. Now it's your chance to tell me, have you had any problems, any experience with budget mini splits? Good or bad? I said problems, but good or bad. Do you agree? Do you disagree with anything that I've said? Comment below. Let me hear it. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Now the best part of this for me, I get to free up all this room by getting rid of this thing.